Lady Janice was asked a mathematical question which just unlocked the greatest end-time mystery. Beloved WARRIORS, when asked about converting God's thousand-year days into 24-hour periods, they stumbled onto something massive. Get ready, we're about to crack open God's divine calendar and discover exactly where we are on his prophetic timeline. The math will blow your mind. The divine time principle, God's calendar V's. Man's calendar, the biblical foundation. Let me start with the verses that establish this principle. 2 Peter 3:8 declares, "But beloved, do not forget this one thing, that with the Lord one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day." Psalm 90:4 confirms, "For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night." Now watch this. God isn't just being poetic here. He's giving us a divine conversion formula. The mathematical breakdown your student wanted. Here's what your student was trying to figure out. If one day equals 1,000 years in God's time, 1,000 years equals 365,000 days, not counting leap years. 1,000 years equals 8,760,000 hours. One day, 24 hours, equals 1,000 years therefore. 1 hour in God's time equals 41.67 years in our time Quora Physics forums. 1 minute in God's time equals 8.5 months in our time. 1 second in God's time equals 4.2 days in our time. Your student just discovered that when God looks at his watch for 1 hour, we've lived through 4 decades. Surprising. Book of Hosea's third day prophecy, the key to everything, the prophecy that changes everything. Now here's where it gets prophetic. Hosea 6:2 declares, "After 2 days he will revive us. On the third day he will raise us up, that we may live in his presence." Beloved, this isn't just about Israel's restoration. This is about God's timeline for humanity. The Targum, ancient Jewish interpretation, paraphrases this. "He will quicken us in the days of consolation which are to come, and in the day of the resurrection of the dead he will raise us up in the third day." The fulfillment of Bible prophecy. The 2 days are almost over. Think about this. From Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, approximately 2,000 years have passed. In God's time, that's 2 days. In heaven, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ is only 48-hour or 2-day experience. It's still fresh. We are now in the early morning of the third day. Consider the 6,000-year plan. Where are we really? The divine week of human history. Jewish tradition teaches something profound. The Talmud tells us that this world, as we know it, will last for 6,000 years, with the 7th millennium ushering in the cosmic Shabbat, the Messianic era. Just as God created in 6 days and rested on the 7th. 6,000 years of human history. 1,000 years of millennial rest. Revelation 20. The current Hebrew year, but there's a problem. The current Hebrew year is 5785, 2024-2025. According to the Hebrew calendar, which would mean we have 215 years until the year 6000. But wait, there's a huge controversy. Jewish scholars acknowledge about 165 to 40 missing years in the traditional calendar, particularly regarding the Persian period. If we add those missing years, 5,785 plus 165 equals 5,950 at minimum. 5,785 plus 240 equals 6,025. We could already be past the 6,000 mark. Some calculations suggest we're actually around year 59,56,000 right now. Now the prophetic timeline, REVEALED, from creation to now, God's perspective. Let me break this down in a way that will make your spirit leap. First 2,000 years, 2 days. From Adam to Abraham, day 1. Creation to Noah, day 2. Noah to Abraham, second 2,000 years, 2 days. From From Abraham to Christ, day 3. Abraham to David, day 4. David to Christ, third, 2000. Years 2 days. From Christ to now, day 5. Christ to 1000 AD, day 6. 1000 AD to 2000 AD and beyond, the 7th day, the millennial kingdom. What time is it on God's clock? If we're approximately 2,000 years from Christ's resurrection. In God's 24-hour day, we're at about 11:30 p.m. on the 6th day. We're in the final half hour before the Sabbath begins. Remember what Jesus said about his return being like a thief in the night. It's almost midnight, the third day resurrection pattern. Biblical third day patterns. Look at this pattern throughout Scripture. 1. Jesus rose on the third day. 1 Corinthians 15:4. 2. Jonah was in the whale for 3 days. Jonah 1:17. 3. Abraham saw the place of sacrifice on the third day. Genesis 22:4. 4. Israel was to be ready on the third day at Sinai. Exodus 19:11. 5. Esther approached the king on the third day. Esther 5:1. German scholar K. Layman wrote that the third day was associated with special divine activity when events attain their climax. Does Hosea 6:2 prophetically point to a 2,000-year gospel era followed by the resurrection on the third, 3,000th day? We're entering the third millennium since Christ. Hear this: first millennium, 01000 AD. The gospel spreads. Second millennium, 1200 AD. The gospel reaches the world. Third millennium, 2300 AD. The climax, Christ returns. For more info on this subject, contact Lady JANICE.org. Subscribe, follow, please comment. Next would be. Ancient texts confirm the timeline.